manufacturer. It's about a $1.3 million piece of equipment, and it is currently pulling material out of the bottom of the deposit. So this is the actual sand and gravel that we are going to load into trucks, and then we're going to take it to the plant to be processed. So in order to get to that material, that lower material, which is what we're really wanting, okay, we have to pull off all of the overburden. So the depth of the deposit is down to about 30 foot to 35 foot. And depending, we may have 20 to 30 foot of overburden, which is clay material or fine sand that's not sellable material that we actually have to strip off. So in some cases, we will have to strip off 130,000 tons of material, oftentimes having to handle it more than one time in order to access the 15,000 tons of material that's underlying it, that's in the deposit. Okay, so and here you can see that this closest excavator that's sitting right here, it's sitting up on the material that's been backstacked, and we do that in order for it to be able to reach over and dump that material into the trucks. And so there's a lot of handling of material, unfortunately, that goes on in order to get it in the right places so we can transport it to the plant. Okay, so we utilize primarily two D10 dozers, which you'll get to see one of them here up close and personal. And then we use these Cat 390 excavators to do the other handling. So the material that we strip off is not usable for production purposes, so it gets used back into the reclamation. And so this area here in front of, this was to the south of the, to the south of the open mine pit. This is the material that was the overburden that's been cast back, and then we'll go back on top of that with the dozers and smooth that out and clean it up, just like you saw as you were coming in on both sides of the road. So that's a reclaimed area. You saw probably the wetlands, as Corey mentioned, all of those reclaimed areas. Okay. So one of the other things that I want to mention is, if you look at the bottom, there's some water down in the bottom of this, and I know Corey talked about we conserve the water, we reuse the water. This is where quite a bit of the water comes from, this groundwater, and we don't want to mine while we're in that water, especially mining material that's under the water, because you won't be able to see it. Also, you have issues with the equipment. Water and grease don't go together very well. So we actually will cut a ditch, a trench, and you can see the start of one down in the bottom of that, because that material on the bottom is a shale. It's like clay. And so we'll cut a ditch right in there, and that's used to drain the water away from our material, and then we'll pump it and we'll reuse it as Corey mentioned. So, any questions so far?